Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. I've only played, I think, in 2 of these games, over the time I've been here. So, it's it's definitely going to be special, knowing it's my last one and, going on the road and playing in Lawrence. I think, I'll tell it. I've told a lot of people, one of my favorite games here at K-State was in 2019 when we played there. It's a fun atmosphere, especially when it's, I thought majority of the crowd was purple last time we were there. So it's really cool just to see our fan base obviously cares a lot about this game and the support and, the attendance of people that we have at this game is really cool. So, and on top of that, I know how much this game means for the guys on the team that are from Kansas and, just try to put myself in their shoes as far as, what it would feel like for me to go play at the University of Missouri. That's the biggest, thing for all of us on the team that are not from the state of Kansas, even though, I pretty much am kind of, so just trying to put ourselves in the shoes of the people who are from this state and how much the game means to them and going to get the win for them this weekend.
What they did against Oklahoma good for you guys' preparation?
Oh, 100%. You go and watch that game. I thought they outplayed Oklahoma, and they did, everything they wanted to do and dictated the game, truly. And, Oklahoma made some plays here and there at the end of the game to win it, obviously. But I thought KU played really, really well. And, even watching these guys on film, they're I think, a lot better team than what their record says. And you can tell they're getting better each and every week. And, guys are playing hard. And, I could only imagine with the way the season's gone for them, how that would be hard to do in their shoes. But you can tell those guys are staying in, they're fighting, and they're wanting to win. So we're going to have to be ready to go play.
What is it about Daniel that whenever he is open, he seems to break for a really long touchdown catch?
Yeah. Well, he's one of those guys. Funny on that play that we scored on, we had talked about that play in the locker room and before the game and the night before in the hotel, just about how he was going to run the route, how it was going to play out. And he told me, he said, I'm catching the ball and I'm not getting tackled. I'm going to go score for you. And that's just his mentality. Whenever he gets the ball, he's going to get as many yards as possible and break tackles. And he's obviously very talented and gifted, and so he's a playmaker whenever he gets the ball in his hands.
Coach said that there's a few players that have already spoken to the team about what KU Week means to them, some in-state guys. Can you share with us maybe some of the highlights of those talks, maybe some of the things that they talk about?
Yeah, well, it's really cool just have guys on the team like Mason Barta, who's a generational guy. His entire family's gone to K-State and played here. His dad played here, and just sharing the history of growing up and how much this game has meant to him his whole life. And I think guys on the team hearing stories like that, it just really puts in perspective how important this game really is, not just to Mason, but his entire family and to K-State Nation in general. That applies to so many different people. And then Ty Zettner, shared a story too about going to a game when he was younger and being a KU fan, and KU lost, and how he felt after that game, and just being on the opposite end of the spectrum now, and hearing stories like that, and just guys that are from this state, and whether if it's lack of being recruited by him or not being offered or whatever the case may be, just how that makes them feel a little bit, and just being here at K-State and being part of the family here and what it's meant to them over the years, and sharing, what that means to them, I think is what really hit home for all of us in this team theater the other day.
Skylar, what did you and maybe the offense in general learn from, unfortunately, surrendering a safety in this last game? If you're in that situation again, what do you think you guys can do better?
Yeah, well, we have to get out of those situations, first and foremost, and our defense did a great job of getting a stop there, and we can't afford to, have that happen to us. And, I think it's just, they made a good play. and had some penetration there and got us, tackled in the end zone. But, it's a learning opportunity for us, and obviously a situation that you don't want to be in. But like I said, our defense made a great play, and it's something that we have to capitalize on and get out of. But, I think it's just, it's being firm up front and understanding, we have to get out of the situation. And, we'll be better prepared for that next time it happens.
Skylar, what do you see going up against Echo Boydell on a fairly regular basis in practice?
Yeah, well, Echo's a really good player. He's improved a lot over the years he's been here, and you can tell he's just playing with a lot of confidence. And he's one of the fastest guys on the team, and that he uses that to his advantage whenever he does. When guys do create some separation on him, he closes that ground pretty quick, and he just has really good ball skills. And Echo's not a guy that's gonna talk a lot or be a big hoorah guy, but he shows up every day and works hard, and you've seen that pay off for him.
Who are some of the younger corners that people might not have heard about that you have seen jump out to you on your team?
Yeah, well, we've seen glimpses of T. Denson. I think he's a really good player, and he's just getting better every day. He's a young guy that I think is very very talented and has a really bright future. And just him being able to learn from guys like Echo and Julius Brents and Justin Gardner, and have that, getting experience, I think is really beneficial for him. But I would say that's really who sticks out to me the most. And he's a really good person, really good player, and he's a fun guy to have in the locker room as a teammate.
I know he's on the opposite side of the ball, but when you got Felix playing as good as he was last week, were even you guys on the offense feeding off of it?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, whenever it felt like I was sitting over there on the bench, and I looked over at I don't know who it was, but I was just like, man, it feels like Felix has like 10 sacks right now. It's just they just kept on saying Felix's name over and over again. But just like I said after the game, with our scheme, sometimes only rushing 3 guys, and him being able to get to the quarterback and make a play, it benefits our entire football team, and it helps our secondary out, and obviously, puts pressure on them as an offense whenever we're getting pressure with 3 guys. So, he's a really good player, and like I said, he's a guy that coming into this year I knew was going to have a really good season. And by the way that he's attacked the offseason and attacks every single day, and really humble guy, and he's never seduced by success. So, I think he's just going to continue to get better and keep doing what he's doing.
Skylar, I spoke to Coach Kleiman just about the fact that you guys won 12 straight in this series, and just whether he plans to address or has addressed you guys about hey, the importance of not being a team that ends that streak. And he said, well, I don't want to speak something like that into existence, but is that something that you as players, especially the seniors, maybe discuss like, guys, we don't want to be associated with the team that KU actually was able to beat?
Yeah, I mean that's not a conversation to be had. I mean, we're just focused on being 1-0 every single day and focused on the process, and that's all we can control. And I felt like the past 2 weeks that's what we've been doing, and we've been focusing on the preparation throughout the week and focusing on practice and just focusing on what's happening right now. And then whenever the game comes, it's time to hit the play button and just go play and have fun and let the preparation take care of itself. So it's like I said, that's not a conversation that we've had or going to have. It's just focus on the day-to-day process and being 1-0 and playing K-State football.
Is that the same for bowl eligibility? Is that the same thought process there? Because obviously you can get there with the wins.
Yeah, I mean it's the same thing. I mean it's obviously a big step for our program becoming bowl eligible, but it's just it's not a conversation to be had. It's that's something that we expect around here, and it's the exact same answer. Just focus on being 1-0, being ourselves, and focusing on today, and the future will take care of itself.